Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Carmen.
And this is our channel.
And we're back with another video. And this is a special video, a special request from our viewers. We had a couple of questions like what are comps and how to maximize your comps. So we're going to begin with the first question, which is what are comps? What does comps mean? So it's short for complimentary.
That's correct.
Right. So the casino will give you complimentary things. The first complimentary thing that most people can get, and almost everyone that arrives to the casino, is a free drink. So if you're playing on the slots machines or at the table games, there's going to be some women around walking and you'll see them, and they will give you a complimentary drink because you're in the casino. So that is the first and the most easiest way to get a comp from the casino is a free beverage.
And you have to tip them. You don't have to, but it'd be nice if you tipped them.
Right. We usually tip them $1, $2, depending on how we're feeling. Sometimes I will tip them $5 if I know I'm going to stay in that section for a while. They're going to come back and ask me, "Do you want a drink?" And usually I'm just drinking tea. But when I was younger, I was drinking like margaritas and stuff.
Say louder.
Okay, so that is the first and easiest comp for you to receive at the casino is a free beverage. So now let's move on to the more complex comp, which are like free meals and free rooms. And how do you get those comps?
First, when you enter the casino, as a new player, you register at the what you call the reward center.
Right.
You register at the reward center. Make sure you give them your ID, give them your information. That way, they issue you a card that looks just like this.
Right, because they're going to ask you for your address and your name, basically everything that's on your driver's license or state ID. So you're going to want to give them that because they're going to give you the card, like what Nick mentioned. And that card is how you're going to get your comped rooms, your free meals, discounted tickets, perhaps at the box office. So there's a lot of benefits in going to the reward center in all of the casinos that you do play.
Sometimes, depends on the time of the year, they also have a new member gift. Sometimes they give you bags, t-shirts. All depends on what the casino has at the time.
Right, because we just recently went to Bally's and they were giving out these tote bags. It was a lot of gear that they were giving out to the
So
new
they had
members.
hats, bags,
Hats.
and
It was a
t-shirts.
lot of
Yeah.
things that they were giving out to new members. So it depends on the time of the year. It depends on the casino. Most of them do give gifts to new members. So that is the first step, is that you want to sign up for your card at the reward center. So this is a look at the cards that we have, and we're going to take a close-up. So these are the older cards for the Hard Rock, and they've upgraded to these, the Unity cards. So the ones here on this first aisle is Nick's cards, and right here are my cards. So as you can see that we have this cards from the same hotels, but our levels are different, and that's because I get the military upgrade. So let's go in close. He couldn't find his ocean card, so I can't show you what that looks like, but this is what the upgrade looks like. For veterans, Oceans is the only casino that has a specific card for veterans. So they give you the preferred, which is the upgrade, and they also give you the veteran cards. This is just the room key. And then let's look here. This is for Borgata MGM. So this is Nick's card, the Sapphire, and then this is my upgrade, the Pearl. And this is Hard Rock. So this would be Nick's. This is what you would start with. So these cards, the ones here, are the ones you would start with if you don't have a card. And then the next upgrade would be the ones I have. So here, the start for Hard Rock is the Star. Then the upgrade is the Legend. Here at Caesars, the gold would be the start, and then the upgrade would be platinum. At resorts, we have here the premium, and then the upgrade would be the epic. And then at Bally's, this is the older card for the pro. This is where you start. So this is Nick's pro, and then this is mine, the upgrade star. And resorts is the only location that does give you this I forget what this is called. It's leaving me right now. But this is Resorts is the only one that gives you this so that you can connect your card, so you can hook it. But it's kind of flimsy, so once you put a couple of cards in here, it starts to fall out. But before, back in the day, Atlantic City, all the casinos would give you these, but now they don't. They give you gifts for first time users. So these are the cards that we have. And again, these are the, you want to go to the reward center and receive one of the cards that they give you at each casino. Do not play without one of these cards. The way that you acquire the comps now, how do you acquire the comps after you receive this? So the most basic one is that you signed up. So now they're going to mail you some comps. It might be a free room. It might be a discount to a room. It might be free tickets to a show. So that's why you want to give them your address, because you're going to get that in the mail. And more recently, more casinos are moving towards online and emails. You want to make sure that you give them an updated email, because they're going to send you some information via your email as well. So the way for you to acquire your comps and to gain points is that when you're in the casino, you're going to want to first, wherever you're shopping or wherever you're eating, you're going to want to give them your card for points. You want to specifically say the card is for points, because you're not going to have any comps there. So they're going to swipe your card to give you the points for the meal that you're purchasing or the item you're purchasing at whatever store. But then the main part of you acquiring comps is that you make sure you insert this card in the machine.
That is correct. Make sure when you're gambling, you insert this card into the machine. The machine tracks your activity. It shows how much points you acquired based on playing. It also shows the amount of status you are. Some people start at the status, some status, I know for Caesars it's called gold, then platinum. Was it status after platinum?
I don't remember.
7 stars, but it goes higher. But the most basic one for Caesars, I know, is gold.
Right. And then when you go to the reward center, you're going to see the levels. They even have separate lines for the black cards and the higher elite cards. So you just want to start off, obviously, you're going to start off with the basic card. And the Caesars is the gold. Some of the comps that you may receive in addition is free play. And that means that the casino is rewarding you for playing and using your card. And then when you check your comps, your complimentary items in your account, you're going to see maybe $5 free play, a $10 free play. Just note that when you use that, it will upload into the machine and you have to play the entire amount. You cannot put it in a machine and then try to cash out the $5. You have to play it. And then you can cash out whatever amount you won. Let's say they give you $10 free play and you won on a spin $30. So you can cash out the $30, but you have to continue to play the remainder of the 10 if there's still money left. Another question might arise is that, do you receive comps if you play table games? Yes. So when you sit down for a table game, you're going to want to give it to the dealer, and the dealer is going to give it to the person behind them, and they're going to rate the way that you play. So if you're betting the minimum, they're going to rate you. If you're betting the max, they're going to rate you. So it all depends. It's a give or take of how they're going to rate you when you play on the table games. We usually don't play table games. We usually only play slot machines.
High roller section.
Right. So once you've been playing for a while, or you've been going to the casino for a bit using your cards, you can also go to the reward center and they can let you know what upgrades you might be able to receive. Most of the time now, you can just go onto the kiosks. You'll find a lot of kiosks throughout the casino, and you can swipe your card, put in your PIN, and it's going to let you know what rewards you have.
Also, you can set up your account online. When you get these, you can just go online. They send you an email. You can set it up online. That way you can book hotel stays that way. Also shows you rewards, shows you if you have free play for that day, if you have food service, free coupons, $20 off of food service. But also just make sure you sign up online.
Right, because if you decide that, let's say for resorts, we are going to resorts when are we going? In like 2 weeks?
Yes.
So we'll be visiting resorts. I remember that we have a video that we discussed our first interaction with resorts. We never had their card, and we went for the first time, and we now have comp rooms at resorts. So that's how we're staying, is that when we went to the reward center first. We got our cards, we put it in a machine, and now when we arrive home a couple of weeks later, we realized that Nicholas has comp rooms. So we'll be staying in resorts on comp rooms. So that's how you get your free rooms, is making sure that you continually put your card in the machine without forgetting. Anytime you put money in the machine, also put your card in the machine. In addition, so when you go to the reward center, and let's say you went to Atlantic City 2 weeks ago and you lost your card, don't worry. When you go to the casino, they have a lot of printing machines. So you're going to want to just go to the printing machine, put in your driver's license, and it's going to print you out a new ticket. I noticed that a lot of people stay on that long line for reward center to get a new card when there's empty printing machines now. So just save your time and just make sure you have your driver's license and insert it, and they'll print out your card. It will find your account. The only reason you would go to the counter is if they can't find your account for whatever reason. Once you go to the teller in the reward center, they will let you know and they will be able to help you with printing out your card. The next level in comps is having a host. That means that you are at a top tier card. You can call your host and request for comp rooms whenever. It doesn't matter the day. You can call today and get a room available to you tomorrow. So that's a high level of status. And some casinos actually have parking for the higher level status. I know that Oceans now has a red card, or is it Borgata, and they have specific parking for those members, in addition to Tropicana having specific parking for the top tier card.
So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you'd have to go to the mid-level resorts.
Right. So if you want to get comps and you say, hey, Nick and Carmen, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I don't want to spend $100, $200, $500, $1,000 to try to get comp rooms and get all these comps. Even though that's not how much we spend. We don't spend that much and we get comps. You can go to the mid-level hotels, because let's say you go to Borgata. Borgata is a high-end hotel and you only put $20, maybe $50, maybe $100. Borgata is not going to give you comp rooms for spending only $100. You're going to have to spend more. But if you go to Bally's or resorts, you might be able to get comp rooms if you spend that much playing on a slot machine. So remember that hotel rooms are pretty expensive, whether it's a mid-level to high level. They could range from $150 to $700 a night. That's coming from Bally's all the way to Oceans and Borgata. Because Oceans, honestly, is the most expensive hotel on the boardwalk. Borgata is the second expensive, because now Borgata has some discounts for their members. Borgata's card is the MGM. So this is the card for Borgata. You're gonna be able to accumulate points for all their MGM properties, even in Las Vegas. Bally's Atlantic City is Bally's Atlantic City by themselves. As we learned from one of our viewers, I believe it was Jennifer Sparks that mentioned it, that Bally's is not connected to the Bally's in Las Vegas, which is fine with me, because they are actually, the Bally's in Las Vegas is no longer Bally's. It's called Horseshoe, and it's actually a Caesars property. So in Atlantic City, you only need the Caesars card for Tropicana, for Harrah's, for Caesars. What else?
Nubu.
And Nubu. And we just were there last weekend, and Nubu has opened their doors. Hopefully, we'll be able to get comp soon to stay at Nubu. And what we realized is that Nubu is actually
in Caesars.
Right. So Nubu's is in Caesars, and it takes up the top 3 or the top 4 floors of the Centurion Tower, or Centurion Tower. I think I'm pronouncing that tower wrong. So that is where Nubu is. So hopefully we'll be able to get comp soon, because we were just there. Did we play
At Caesars?
Caesars when we were there?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we get some.
Well, I played.
Well, yeah, you played. I didn't play at all. Nicholas is the one that usually gets the comps most of the time, because he plays more than I do. I rarely play. And the time that we stayed at Hard Rock, it was actually my comp, which was very surprising, because I don't play that much. So I guess it's because I just opened up the new card. Like we're telling you, we went to the reward center. I played a little bit on the high roller section with Nicholas. And when I checked a couple of weeks later, we had comps. So that's how we stayed at the Hard Rock Casino in Atlantic City. So one note that you have to realize is that when you receive comps, let's say that you go to Oceans and you spend some money and you get home, maybe 2 days later, you check your account and it says comp rooms. Just a whole lot of comps for the entire month, Sunday through Thursday, except for the weekend, because that's what we had. We had the whole month of July comped for Oceans the last time we went. Then we checked maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, and the comps were gone. So it depends on the hotel, depends on the cycle. The comps will reset. So if you are available, if you are free, you're gonna want to just reserve the comps. And if you can't make it, you can always call and cancel. So that's what I did. When I checked recently, I saw that I have comps in August at Oceans, but all my comps for July were gone. So I reserved it. I don't know if I will be going, but I have it reserved so I wouldn't lose it.
I think the reason that happens is I think the hotels they do comps based on the reservations they have for the rooms. So if they're mostly booked, then they probably won't give out any comps. But if for a specific month the hotels they don't have any bookings, nobody's really at the hotel, then they'll give out comps to have people come to the hotel.
But when I went for my solo trip to Oceans, when I went to print out my card, the lady told me, "Oh, make sure you come back in 2 weeks because you need to get a new card because it was expiring."
Oh.
So I guess you have to check because there's expiration dates on the cards. I guess you have to check to see when your card expires, or also maybe it's the cycle with points. Because sometimes you may accumulate points, and some hotels will give you an end date to get to the next tier. Because that's what I realized when we were reserving for resorts. So when we reserve for resorts online, it shows you that you have until September, some day in September, to get enough points to go up the tier. So I'm assuming that the points will expire by September. So hopefully he can go to the next level before September. So let's recap. So what are comps? Comps are complimentary things that the casino will give you. And how do you receive comps?
You receive comps by registering at the reward center and make sure you sign up online.
Right. And you also want to make sure that you put your card in the machine when you're playing. You give your card to the dealer when you're playing. You use your card when you're shopping or eating so that you can accumulate all the comps. And also just make sure you're up to date with your email, checking the mail, because that is how you're going to receive all the comps. And the vast majority of the time that we're in Atlantic City, the vast majority of the time, we do visit with comp. So we've only had to pay twice in all the times that we've been to Atlantic City, and that's because I don't know why we had to pay. I can't remember.
It was my birthday, Father's Day, something.
Okay, so the first time we went was Borgata, and we paid because I hadn't been to Borgata in a long time, so we had no comps, right? And then when's the last time we paid? I think that was it.
I forgot on Oceans. Oceans, you pay for Oceans.
No.
Father's Day. You sure?
Father's Day? Oh, yeah, Father's Day.
Yeah.
And when we went to Oceans for Father's Day, that was a gift to him. So all those videos that you see, those were completely comped rooms. Oh, we also forgot that comp doesn't necessarily mean free. Like you go and...
Exactly.
Because the drinks are free. You don't have to pay, but we decide to tip them. But the comps mean that you do not pay the room rate. What you pay is the resort fees and the taxes. So for a weekend, 2 nights, 3 days and 2 nights, you might end up paying how much at Tropicana?
How many days? How many?
2 nights.
Two? Maybe like between $60 to $70.
For the 2 nights?
Yeah.
Right. And in Oceans, for 2 nights, you might pay like 120. So the taxes are more
for comps?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Valleys and Tropicana were the same. And Caesars were the same.
But at Oceans it was more. I have to look. I have a receipt. I think I recorded.
But the fees are different.
Yeah, because when I went to my solo trip, I do clip in a video on me checking out and the receipt and the details. So I believe I paid over $100. I'm not sure, but I will link that video below so that you can see that. Thank you to our viewer for your question, and we hope that we answered it well for you.
Yes, as you can see, this is how you acquire comps. Complimentary rooms and complimentary services. I don't think they could
see that on the table.
No? That's why I had to hit this whole time.
Because I was going to take a video.
You're funny.
Yeah, because he has... Okay, so Nicholas has his...
I really thought we had the whole table.
No. Nicholas has his players cards here lined up, and I guess he thought that you guys could see it. So we're going to clip in a video of his cards. Mine are in the car. I usually leave them in there because if I don't leave them in there, I will forget. And I have a whole lot of cards for all the casinos. Go to Reward Center and make sure that you get your cards. Yes, that's what they look like, okay?
That you can see them on the table, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you again to our viewer who asked us this question. And we hope that we answered everything that you needed to know. And please continue to leave your questions and comments below, because then we know what we need to record when we go to the casino and we know what you guys want to see.
And remember,
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe. So these are Nick. Oh my God.
You okay? Let me do it.
Okay, so
Yeah, you do it too
you
much.
do it.
Yeah, you do it too much. But I get three. I do three,
Yeah,
you
you
do three.
do three.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. You cover your name on this one right here.
Yeah.
So these are Nicholas's gaming cards.